Welcome to Two Ole Farts again. Today we're going to take a look at Ultimate Viessa and her mobbing build. We'll take you through some gameplay here just to show you how the build is working, and then from there we'll break down the build for you and show you some additional gameplay at the end. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy the gameplay, and we'll get to the build here momentarily. Kind of surprised. I didn't think I could get her. I honestly was wondering if I could get her to a point where she'd be meaningful. Definitely, definitely pleasantly surprised with how this is working itself out.
It definitely seemed like you were struggle bussing with it for a little bit.
Yeah, well, the last couple days I was almost. I mean, I was having a hard time getting excited about it, to be honest. You know, I was kind of feeling like it wasn't gonna get there, and I don't like trying to sell a build that won't get you through the content, you know?
Yeah, well, that you yourself can't actually
Or
freaking.
that I won't use, you know? If I'm not gonna play characters because it doesn't feel comfortable, then
Well, it's good. It's good that you're forcing yourself out of your comfort zone. You like the meta that's actually happening right now, because I mean,
yeah.
most of it's all Freena. So
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Welcome to Two Ole Farts. As promised, we're gonna jump right into the build here. As this is a Ultimate Viessa build, we are obviously going to use Ultimate Zero here for this mobbing build. If we were on regular Viessa, we might opt for cold-bloodedness, and we could just copy this across. It is, I did test it out. It is equally as effective. A little bit stronger with Ultimate Zero, and there's some things that we can do to synergize our build and simplify things quite a bit. So we'll talk about some of those things, but. If you don't have Ultimate Viessa, you can certainly opt for the other direction with cold-bloodedness. What Absolute Zero does that's hugely beneficial is it makes all of her skills singular. So you can see this over here on the side. Everything has been switched to singular. So this means that we can really kind of hyper focus on her singular abilities and not have to worry about tech or anything else. So this is a benefit. In addition to it synergizing with some of the gear sets that the gear set that we're going to highlight here as well. So, this is a very strong build as a result of those changes. So, what does Absolute Zero do itself? When using the skill, Ice Shackle is not inflicted when the skill lands a critical hit, inflicts frostbite on the target. And frostbite is the key to this particular build. Successfully inflicting frostbite triggers ice spheres. So those are obviously the ice spheres are the three little balls there that are hanging around her and allow us to do damage when something comes close to her. So it's somewhat of a defensive skill as well. So it works really well in a mobbing situation, certainly in these 400% dungeons. So this is what we're going to talk about today. So the goal here is to be able to use our skills as much as possible, obviously, because we're going to be in a high density of enemy event, so we're focused on that. But also a little bit of survivability because she's a little squishy. So we are opting for some increased HP here, but to speed up her skills, we are using Nimble Fingers and of course MP Conversion. Both of these are giving us a significant amount of cooldown benefit. The hit that we take to MP, again, not really a significant thing. So the other thing that we're focusing on is the critical hit damage because we want to get as much of that as we can, which means we need as much critical hit rate as possible. She does start off with about 15%, so we're able to, boost that quite a bit. We can't get it as high as we might be able to get it with some other characters, but certainly by using emergency measures, which gives us a skill critical hit rate, big boost, and then some critical hit damage as well as front lines, which does the opposite, gives us more critical hit damage, but also some critical hit rate. And then skill insight, just to boost that rate a bit more. We want to get it as high as we can. It doesn't do any good if you're getting massive critical hit damage, but you're only getting it once every fifth hit. You want it to be every other hit. And so we're pushing with this to try and get towards that 50% mark, and you can see we've gotten pretty close. So this is the goal here. The other part of this build is being able to expand her range as much as we can. So we are going with skill effect range to give us that 92.3% boost, and then amplification control to give us some additional range and also boost our shield. So a little bit of extra survivability on top of that. So that's really good. And as far as power is concerned, we can focus on our chill skill power, boost that up by 77.2%, and then also get some cooldown in the same time. So this allows us just to keep, we can throw in her blizzard, we can then turn around and throw on her cold snap, and then we can turn around and throw the frost shards off. We can run around a little bit and just keep kind of alternating these skills over and over again, and just keep pounding the enemies with the number of skills that she can generate in a short period of time due to the cooldown that we've gotten from Nimble Fingers and from MP conversion and from this focus mod. And it really just allows us to churn it out. We're not really worried about MP because we've added MP Collector, and MP Collector will give us all those skills back fairly quickly. We're not losing mana as a result of any of this. So this is a really strong build, as you can see from the gameplay here, and certainly very effective from that standpoint. So I think that about covers the mods. Obviously, I'm using mid-air maneuvering. You can use any of them, but it is important that you level it all the way up so that you get the benefit of the added capacity there. Also, catalyzing that slot will give you the added capacity, so that you can see it makes it comfortable. You don't even need to catalyze the slot for this particular build, but for some of the other builds, we certainly needed it. So this is where we've gone. All right, so let's dive into the other aspects of the build. We are using a frozen singularity reactor, as I mentioned before. We've been able to get everything into singular and chill skills, so this benefits everything, which is rarely the case in the case of the First Descendant. So it's important that we do that. I've rolled Frostwatcher on this. Basically, whatever weapons that you think are the best for your kit. I could easily, roll, Enduring Legacy or any other weapon that you think is going to be strong in the mobbing case. A good example of that might be Thunder Cage, obviously. You can see from the rolls here that I've gotten singular skill power boost ratio, chill skill power boost ratio on this. I had some other options, and I'm still kind of struggling with which one to go after. Obviously, on this one, I have skill critical hit damage with skill effect range. That would be really good. You could look after critical hit rate with some duration on there. That could be good as well. So there's some good rolls out there for these. Chill skill boost with skill effect range. So normally I'm struggling to find one good one. In this case, I've got a few different options, and certainly some exciting ones. So I'm still kind of floating around, but I did choose to kind of boost her skill power overall, just to showcase that in this particular build. And then for the set, this is really important, right? For the set, this is synergizing extremely well with Absolute Zero. The set was built for her. We get chill skill power boost. We get we get frostbite stack inflicted on the enemies. Firearm critical hit damage is boosted by 1.7%, and critical hit rate. Skill critical hit damage is up by 6%, up to 10 stacks. So we're getting 60% increase in critical hit damage. This is a huge benefit with a 30% chance. When defeating an enemy inflicted by frostbite, inflicts additional damage equivalent to 12.2% of max HP on other enemies within a 2.5 radius with a 30% chance. So this is just powerful, right? And you can see in some of the gameplay where we're throwing down those skills. We're getting getting the blizzard out there. We're stacking up those frostbites, and then you see the hits from the weapons just really take out a lot of damage. This is due to this particular gear set, so very important. Not the best rolls on it. I mean, max HP and MP out of recovery out of combat, good, good things to have, but I like to see some ultimate roll on that top slot. This one again, not necessarily the best, but max MP. We'd like to have MP recovery, in combat or something, something here. I don't think in combat rolls on that. I can't remember which one it is that rolls on that. And then shield recovery in combat and MP recovery modifier with max shield. And then on the last one on the processor, shield recovery modifier and max shield again. So we are getting a lot of defensive characteristics, and that's one of the things I was really looking for in the roles that I was receiving. So I do want to kind of give her some strength to be able to handle this 400% content, but you can see she can clear this content without dying. It does take a little bit more skill to do that than it might with some of the other characters that have a little bit more defensive characteristics, but she can get through it, certainly no problem there. Weapon-wise, let's look at the weapon here. We are using Frostwatcher. This is more synergized with Haley to some degree, but certainly does still work really well here. It is an effective weapon. I think the mods chosen here, I think, comes right out of Drybear's playbook. So shout out to him. He does an incredible job. Other than that, there's no real special sauce other than we are using Snowflake Conductor. So this is important. When attacking enemies inflicted with frostbite, which we're giving them, right? Haley does the same thing. She puts out some frostbite. Firearm ATK is increased by 26%. This is a huge benefit. So we put this with the gear set that we were talking about, right? We put this together with the Polar Knight and the increase that frostbite is giving there, and then we synergize that with the 26% extra power that we're getting from this weapon. It's huge. That's why I'm pairing this. So I think it's a strong pairing, and I think it's a good use of her abilities as well. So that's it for the build. We'll leave you with some more gameplay. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.